my second win. I love you, Polly.
It take a certain type of motivation. Not to say
Welcome to another episode of I Am the Change podcast, brought to you by Dreams to Reality Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, empowering, and inspiring communities all over the world. I am your host, Mychal Davis, alongside Mr. Jason Redmond. This week, you're joining us on a locker room session. I'm very excited, and I hope you are too. So without further ado, let's go.
Like, I want to bring Rhythm of Hope to the Carolinas, man, because I really want children to learn how to work a soundboard. I want them to, you know, everybody can't run a 4-4 and play football, be in the NFL. Somebody's got to be on the soundboard. Somebody's got to be a broadcaster. Somebody's got to be a camera. Yeah, somebody got to work a camera to tape a game. Yeah,
exactly. So, and that's what's so amazing about like the creative arts and stuff like that. It's like so much to do, even if you're not the talented person on stage, you know what I'm saying, doing the acting or singing or the rapping. Like, it's a job for you to that helps them do what they do better. You know what I'm saying? And to find those outlets. Because like I said before, our last cycle room session, a lot of kids don't even know those jobs is available. They just they try to be on front stage, but they don't got the talent for that. Look, you can be right back here making good money. You know what I'm saying? Doing a lot. Another one, like my grandmother, my mom's mom, she's part of the reason I do music, because she was a singer back in the day. She sung she sung with Billie Holiday and stuff like that.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, her name is Esther Satterfield. If you ever want to look her up. She did some good things, and she even got some unreleased tracks that I'm trying to get right now to sample. Because that's gonna be dope. So we trying to figure out the master situation, because she don't own them, I don't think, but we're figuring out that. But yeah, she did some amazing things with music. Her voice was, phenomenal. Just amazing. Yeah, and it was very unique. It was very unique. You won't hear another one like it, honestly. But yeah, man, she was a big part of me getting into music.
That's big. Okay, I was going to ask you, how did you get into music? So with the Rhythm of Hope, are you going to like teach people how to like work on soundboards, work on lights, try to focus them into internships, or try to help them see another side of the arts, the creative arts?
Yeah, well, I want to highlight it all, and of course, I'm gonna share my knowledge, what I know, the things I know I can teach. I really want to get like people I've connected with, industry professionals, and whatever the fields are, to really to teach, because I think it's gonna hit on another level when, you know what I'm saying, somebody from like that's made it in that area, you know what I'm saying, are coming to help them out. But just that knowledge on, like teaching them behind the scenes. I wanted to be like in front of the scenes, like talent, but then also that behind the scene classes, like, you can also do this. There's great career opportunities over here. And I want to give them that opportunity to learn these skills, as, you know what I'm saying, some schools, they might not be able to go to afford to pay for it, to learn these skills. You know what I'm saying? Learn these, there's a lot of, but you got to go to a certain special schools. Like, I know the artists too, they have certain programs, but a lot of it, like even especially with film, like light rigging and stuff like that, like you got to get hands-on experience. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to go to school with that, but you got to linking up with the best boy, which is like the guy that runs the crew, lighting crew, and stuff like that. It's kind of hard. Like, if you got to know people, even on the behind the scenes part, you got to know somebody to get on. It's not just with acting or on screen. You got to know somebody to get in that industry, period. I was fortunate enough to know a couple people. So I want to be able to build those connections and also teach those skills.
You're going to try to teach them like
something else.
You're going to try to teach them like website design and logo, because you created the logo behind you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Website design, logos, anything with art. My brother, who he just came home, actually, he's an amazing artist. I'm trying to get him to get into the right mindset and start developing his art skills so he can teach. Because this boy is gifted with art. And he had a rough road, you know what I'm saying? He had some obstacles in his way, but I'm going to have him teaching because he's an amazing artist. So like graphic design, because everybody can't, but also like in that sense, everybody can't draw like him. Like me, I
can't draw a lick.
I can't draw nothing, but I can hop on a computer and create anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I can create anything with Photoshop and with these programs. And I mean, if I can teach that, pass that on, hey, I love it.
That's because that right there is a talent, man. Logo creation. Did you contact did the guy contact you about the logo too?
Yeah, I'm in the process of creating his logo right now. Cool. It's gonna be dope. I'm gonna say I'll probably send it to him in the morning.
That's cool. That's good. I mean, I think a lot of it, man, like, as technology changes and as this world is getting, more computerized, I think those kind of jobs are going to be out there, and people are going to need them. Like I'd have never been able to create a logo like what's behind you, or the Dream to Reality logo that you designed for us. Even though this logo somebody else did, but even this one I couldn't. I had a vision of it, but I couldn't have. I couldn't put that together. But still, those type of things is like somebody you have to have a mindset that sees it and do it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I mean, I feel like everything is changing. Soon, kids ain't going to be able to work in the grocery store or have these regular jobs, because in Seattle they got the Amazon, they got the robotic vehicles delivering Amazon packages. They got the self-driving vehicles delivering Domino's pizzas, bro.
Ooh.
So
that's delivery drivers make a nice little lick, man.
You know what I'm saying? But if self-driving cars is doing it now, and all you got to do is walk up and it opens it up and take your pizza. You ain't got to tip nobody. I mean, that's about to take jobs. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the job right there.
Yeah, but see, like these jobs in the arts and with graphic design and building websites. I mean, sure, computers can do that, but the personalized touches on these logos and stuff like that, and this skill, like, it's gonna be a long time before they can take that away from people.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and everything's changing. Everything's becoming digital. Going from paper to designing logos on the computer, from money being paper to digital currency. Everything's becoming computerized. So we got to teach these skills. We got to teach these kids value to be able to maintain in a growing society that, you know what I'm saying, that regular jobs aren't going to be around for too long. You know?
Yeah, and also I think it gets them to think too. I think a lot of children go to school and think the school's going to make them, like, you get all A's, you're smart. It's not so much that you're smart. You can just remember what was said and put it back on, regurgitate it back on paper. To me, the part is analytical thinking. Like, think your way through a problem, like step 1, step 2, step 3, so forth and so on. That's like they talk about with math, show your work. Like, you got to show how you got to this answer. You got to show how you got to this point. It's like we talked about the movie, talking about putting that book on. Like, I was thinking about that. Matter of fact, I was following Crystal on Crystal Taylor. They just did they just did a movie. I don't think it was a movie. I think it was like an ad.
Yeah, I was watching them on set.
Yeah.
That was dope, man.
Yeah. I was like, man, put me on. I need to be an actor, man. So I I don't think she's gonna put me on yet, but hopefully she sees this and she puts me on. But just stuff like that, man. Like, you got to be able to, who would have ever thought you could do a movie? Like, I mean, I never would have thought I'd do a podcast. I never would have thought that I'd do 4 minutes with the insurance guy. Matter of fact, I got to go speak. There's a festival. You remember the Bembe Festival?
Yeah.
So I got to go speak. I got to speak at the Bembe Festival. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. Saturday, matter of fact, this coming Saturday at 7:00, I'll be speaking to the Bembe Festival. It's not like I'm out there for like hours. I'm only out there for like 5 minutes, but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna try to get the lady to tape it. That's
you gotta get somebody to be taping that thing for sure.
I'm gonna try to get somebody to tape it for me so I can send it to you. But yeah, man. But I think that's life, man. You have to be able to master the small stuff to grow, to be able to enlarge your territory. If you can't master that small stuff, man, you can't grow. You can't grow.
Exactly. And I think, that's something they should teach in schools, like you said, they teaching everybody to really memorize information versus work out problems. So a lot of kids get out of school, they don't know what to do. They got, I mean, they graduated, but they still don't know what to do because we haven't given them any, like the critical thinking part and stuff like that needs to be a bigger part of their education. You know what I'm saying? And
like
working their way through.
Right, go ahead. Finish what you're gonna say.
I was just saying, working their way through problems, like you were saying, because I mean, in life, like it's, I just, you as a kid, you view life a certain way. You think, all right, oh, this gonna happen, this gonna happen. I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, life happens, and then you gotta just you scrambling trying to figure everything out. You know what I'm saying? You don't know where you're gonna go, what path you're gonna take, and 9 times out of 10, what people envision for their life is they end up doing something completely different.
Totally different. I work at elementary school also, and they have a trauma team, and so when I heard that, I had to get on the trauma team. So I got on the trauma team. I'm getting on the trauma team, and they had us take a training, and in that training, man, it talked about a learning brain and it talked about a survival brain. So I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis of it. So the learning brain is basically what every teacher wants their student to have when they walk in the classroom, and I think that's the naivety of some teachers. They think everybody walks in with a learning brain. In reality, they don't. Some students walk in, I'm using two different hands, but some students walk in with a learning brain where their mind is open, they're willing to accept all the information that's given, they can process through it, and they're good. Some students come in with a survival brain, and the survival brain means they have a trauma, they have a need that's not met, and they're just trying to work through it to get to that point where they get that need met. That need could be, I'm hungry. That need could be, I haven't changed my clothes in 2 days. That need could be, I don't know where I'm going to sleep when I go back home. So children aren't stupid. Children are very intelligent. They know what's going. They know when something's not right. So when in that training, it talked about there is whichever muscle, because on the brain it's either a lower brain or upper brain, and the upper brain is where the learning brain, where you learn what they want you to be, like the learning brain. The lower brain is where you have the survival brain instincts, the fight or flight mentalities. So whichever side gets the most work, that's what that child's going to do. And I think, like you were saying, some people are just trying to make it. My biggest thing is I try to watch people when they walk into school, and if the parent is in pajamas, that means to me that parent just got up. Well, of course, the parent just got up. And if school starts at 8 o'clock and you're coming in at 9, that means, hey, that parent either just got off work or that parent just got up from work. So that means one of two things. Did that child eat? Did that child take a bath? Did the child brush their teeth? You know what I'm saying?
Any of that. Or did you just get rushed out the house?
Exactly. Was somebody else supposed to pick them up and they didn't get picked up? There's a lot of different factors going on. And so to me, I'm not in the classroom, so you can't assume that child doesn't want to learn. That child is probably that child's environment is not allowing them to process, this math problem that you gave them for homework. And it could be also like when the pandemic hit, they learned a lot of students didn't have internet. Like they didn't, so they had to give them hotspots. They learned a lot of teachers didn't have internet, so they had to get some kind of way to get the internet. So I mean, that's just that's the severity of the situation. Like, man, it's a traumatic situation, and then you got to go back to: does the teacher have a learning brain, or does the teacher have is the teacher a learning brain teacher? So depending on which kind of teacher you got, depends on the kind of education that student's getting.
Yeah, that's very interesting because, and I just kind of thought about that, because if a kid got something going on at home, I don't know if I'm going to eat or not. This math problem is not that serious to me right now.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And then you talk about a teacher not having Wi-Fi. It's like, all right, I'm trying to get my bills in order. So this job, I'm just hitting up this job because I need these hours. Am I pouring back into the kids like I need to?
Right.
See, that's very interesting. So in those kind of circumstances do kind of affect the quality of education that these kids get.
It does, man. And it's education is one of the, to me, it's big business because you're going to always have children. You're going to always need teachers. You're going to always need K-12 educators. There's a lot of support staff that goes with it. But I think when you break down the basics, and of course, tax dollars, and you can get really deep with this, but it goes back down to Attorney Jeremy Collins said, it's not sustainable wage, it's a livable wage. Like, can I live on this money, or am I just surviving? Because if I'm back to just survival mode, I mean, I don't care about nothing else. Because think about it. Because some teachers have part-time jobs. So when they gonna grade papers, when they gonna come up with their lesson plan, when are they gonna, and then let's take it even further. If a teacher has children and a part-time job, come on, man.
That's a lot to cram into 24 hours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why isn't the education system paying teachers more? We got lives in their hands. And they struggling to make ends meet. That's something they not enough. They not enough.
Something not adding up. But what it also goes back to, though? It goes back to that mom we talked about being an influence in your life, because somebody's mom is in that classroom teaching those students. Somebody's mom is the principal. Somebody's mom is the assistant principal. Somebody's mom is the data manager. Somebody's mom is a cafeteria worker. Somebody's mom is a social worker. That's a lot of moms making it happen on a shoestring budget.
Making it happen.
Yeah. I mean, but again, at the end of the day, man, I think that there's some amazing people, some amazing women out here doing some amazing things. And I think
it really is.
But I think
you gotta. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, you were saying, like, amazing women making things happen on the shoestring budget. Like I saw that firsthand with my mom. So it's like it's crazy how they do it, and you got dads not even out here doing that, man. And it's crazy. Like, these women is fighting. They fighting, and they need more support. Honestly, I feel like they need more support.
Yeah. I think one of the things I like to see, like when I see a father come out to practice or come out to a game, or just even if a dad comes pick their kid up, they're younging up from school, man, my heart beats. I'm like, oh man, I love that right there, because, like, hey man, that's important, man. That's like, I try to always pick my children up from school. Like, my wife worked, so I sold insurance, so I was always on the go. So I had a more flexible schedule than she did. So I'd either pick them up, drop them off at the daycare, or drop them off after school or whatever. And hey man, that was my little time. That would have been my time to sit there and pour into them a little bit and talk to them if I drop them off. Sometimes it was just like I was zoning out. Pick them up, drop them off. Pick them up, drop them off.
Yeah. Because you on the grind too. You trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but I think that a lot of times, I think as dads, we have to do, we kind of have that. I don't say we get forgotten about, but again, I don't think Father's Day is the greatest day of the year, because a lot of dads get forgotten about. But I think that as fathers, what we got to do, we got to take more time. We got to stop worrying about so much as far as the financial aspect of how we provide, but we also got to remember how we pour into our children, and that's a big factor, man. Like, that could be, I ain't gonna say life or death, man, but that could be something that your children remember for the rest of their life. Like, you don't always want to remember. You don't want to always be remembered as being at work. Like, you look back at family pictures and you're not in them because you weren't there.
Like, that's it's a lot, because it's like times have changed. You know what I'm saying? In fact, men were the breadwinners, like, you know what I'm saying. But as time has progressed, like, women have, you know what I'm saying, got their jobs, become breadwinners, and you know what I'm saying, now, like, as men, we got to step up. We got to understand that our job is not only provide, we got to pour back into these kids, because a lot of kids is out here wilding for the lack of that male figure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they just want, like, a lot of youngins want attention, man. Like, a lot of youngins really want attention. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be loved. They want to know that you care. And you got to, like, I can remember just being in school. I remember having one male. I remember my sixth grade teacher. I had a sixth grade teacher that was a male. I cannot remember my first African-American male teacher. I don't think I ever had one. Other than the gym, I don't even think we had one of our wide receiver coaches in my high school, Coach Parker, he taught in school. I want to say he taught English or social studies. I'm not sure what he taught. I never had his class. so I can't tell you what he taught. But I never had a male, African-American male teacher. I don't think I've ever had one. And if I'm wrong, man, somebody correct me, but I don't think I've ever had one. I can remember my first male teacher with Dr. Wells, my psychology teacher when I was at Knoxville College. That was my first male teacher. Cool dude, man. Cool dude.
Or I had one in middle school. I had a African-American male teacher. Hilarious guy. His name was Mr. Hubbard, because I went to Daniels Middle School in Raleigh. Mr. Hubbard. He had a real deep voice. Everybody that went to Daniels remember this guy. He was a shop teacher. Okay. You'd always say, he'd be like, ain't no playing around in the shop. And I mean, he was super cool dude. He was super cool dude. And he actually he went above and beyond his job. You know what I'm saying? He would give some students ride homes if they needed it. You know what I'm saying? Just look out for it. He was looking out for kids. I remember, and I was in foster care at the time. So I remember him like kind of, you know what I'm saying, sitting me down. I came to school a little frazzled and like talking to me and helping me through some things. So
makes a difference, man.
Yeah, it did.
Makes a difference. Yeah, man. That male interaction for male students, man, is really important. To me, in a young age, is very important. I'm be honest, but I don't like covering classes, man. I gotta go on Mondays and Fridays. I go cover a class. I hate it, man. I'm not that I hate it. I don't like sitting in there, man. But I go sit in there, man, because just the interaction with me to those students, they, some of them like it, some of them don't. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to make any more friends. I'm just here to, I'm here to guide them. And sometimes it's not the male students that's the problem. I don't want to say problem. It's not the male students that's the ones always just the loud and the voice. It's just female students, man. It's one little girl that every time I walk in that class and cover the class, she comes back to charge her Chromebook. She sits in the back in the back of the class with me. And then she just talks to everybody in the back of the class. It's like, hey, I'm back here, Mr. Redden. You're not. Yeah. I'm like, hey, man, go to your desk. Go to your desk. Yeah, man, get out of here, man. Go to your desk. Go sit down. But it's just, it's love, man. I love the fact that they gravitate to you. They first meet you, they're a little nervous, but after they get to know you a little bit, they're like, oh man, he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't trying to be your friend. I'm just in here covering the class because the principal asked me to. Like,
but you mad cool though. So like, it'd be dope having you in the classroom, just talking to the kids.
I try, man. I mean, some days they work my nerves, man. But I'd be like,
hey.
So it's funny. It's funny because the teacher came in one day. She was like, well, how were they? I was like, oh, they were horrible. But that guy right there, and I was in the front of the class. I was like, that guy right there and that guy right there that was in the back of the class, y'all say is always sleeping. Those were the two best guys in the classroom. They weren't no problem at all. And they was like, what? Those two? I'm like, yeah, that guy right there and that guy right there. And she was amazed. But my thing is, I don't ever look at a guy as a male child or a female child, for that matter, as a problem. It's just like, they're just overly happy that day, or they just, they're children.
Yeah.
They're children. They're supposed to be rambunctious. They're supposed to be wide open. I think it was art or something like that. And they just, if I was the same way. If I didn't want to draw nothing that day, man, I don't want to draw. I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, I mean,
that's probably why I can't draw this day.
Facts. Yeah, that's what I think some teachers kind of lose sight of that, how they were when they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I remember how these kids are, because, what I'm saying, but I always said, like, I don't think I could have been a teacher, because nowadays, like, some of these, like, you see those stories about students fighting teachers and all that. And how,
yeah, man, that's crazy.
Like, I'm not trying to get in trouble and put my hands on nobody's child.
No.
And by any means.
But see, also, I think that that's a thin line between disrespect and trying to be seen. So I'm like, hey man, you can express your opinion, you can say what you want to say, but there's a way to do it. Like you can't sit here and disrupt my class because you want to be seen and heard. You can be seen and heard all you want to in the hallway, but when you're in the class, man, it's time to learn. If you don't want to learn, just sit in the back, be quiet, and just as long as you don't disrupt my class, we ain't gonna have a problem. But if you decide to disrupt the class, all right, now we got to handle. Now we got to put some measures in place to make you sit down and be quiet. And go ahead.
Well, what type of training do they give these teachers? I mean, since you work in the education, you work in the school, do they give like any training to deal with like students that are maybe a little out of order? Or
I mean, so a lot of times what they'll do is, from what I've seen, if a child's not complying in class or cutting up or getting out of hand, they'll call for an administrator to come get them or send them to the office. Before COVID, they would send them to the office, and they would never say why, but they would send them to the office. A lot of times, man, I think it goes back to classroom management. Like if you're really managing your classroom well, you're not gonna have a problem. You really won't have a discipline problem. You will have some, but a child knows how far they can take you. As far as the trainings they get, I don't know, because I don't attend those classes. I really don't pay attention to that. But all I know is when I walk in a class, if they're, I would try to get, if I have to speak in the class, I just let them know, hey, look, man, I'm not a classroom teacher, so I don't do this. I don't do well with disrespect. If I'm talking, you're not. If you're talking, I'm gonna listen. So, and that kind of, you gotta kind of break it down for them. You got to get on there, not so much get on their level, but you got to bring them up to where you are. Because if I act like a child, they're gonna act like they're already acting like a child. So somebody's got to be the adult in the classroom.
Yeah. You can't go down to their level and then expect the situation to get better.
I always tell folks, I don't need no more friends. I got friends, and I definitely don't know that. I don't need no child that's under 10 years old. No, I don't need no friends like that.
No kid friends. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not going to no birthday parties. I'm not coming none of that stuff. And it's funny. I don't try to friend on Facebook or social media. I won't friend any of my guys until either they have graduated or they're a senior. Or unless I have to. Like if I have to contact this person through social media, I'll friend that person. But other than that, no. I'm good. Yeah, talk to me when you get some college credits. Nah,
absolutely.
Other than that, no.
Exactly. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, let me plug up real quick. Hold on. Computer died.
About to lose juice.
About to lose some juice, man.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's so what are you thinking, like, man? It's I know Rhythm of Hope is going to be like the brainchild, the big push. What do you see your first event being with Rhythm of Hope?
Rhythm of Hope. I want the first project to be a movie, honestly.
Yeah, let's do that.
So
let's talk about that.
What I'm working on, like, that's why, like, one of my goals for my trading account, is like, I'm also talking to somebody else. I'm talking to you now. I'm not gonna say it on air, but I'm talking to somebody else.
I know I put you on the spot. I put you on the spot.
To invest in that. But I just gotta do, what I'm saying? I gotta do my part as well. So I'm trying to get, that's one of my trading goals, to be able to, like, partially fund this thing so we can get this thing in action. But outside of the arts, like I'm about to do this homeless drive. In Seattle. We're gonna be me and my wife actually are going to be putting together bags, like with hygiene, some non-perishable like foods and stuff like that, and like whatever clothes we can get together and start giving it out. And I'm gonna do a little video. It's gonna be like a little mini documentary because I really want to like show like the problem we have in Seattle with the homeless problem. And I mean, a lot of people might have negative opinions about it and stuff like that, but I feel like regardless of how you feel about it, the only way to change the situation and clean the situation is to help. Like if you don't want to get out there and volunteer, all right, put some money into it, but help us fix the problem for everybody so you don't have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. And those who do want to help for the right reasons, let's come together, help me hit the streets and help this problem so we can change it. I'm gonna start off by like doing some stuff in the community because being in Seattle, like my support system is really in Raleigh. I know a lot of people in Raleigh, but out here, I'm gonna gain that support. So I want to get out in the community and do a lot of stuff and get people to start supporting. And then I'm gonna try to work with like a church choir. There's a church, I forget the name of it, but a pastor just reached out to me. And working with the choir and the kids in the choir and stuff like that, try to do something there with Rhythm of Hope, the music aspect. But the film, man, I'm trying to, that book, man, I look like when I can see that book on screen. Man, like I can see it, bro. We're going to be on Netflix
It's
We're
fun,
gonna be
man.
on Netflix killing it, man.
Netflix,
I can see it.
Prime Video,
Prime,
man, whatever, man. Let's get it. Yeah.
yeah, man. That's and then yeah, once we get to the point where we funding it, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have to get you wherever we gonna have to where we filming it, Seattle or North Carolina.
Hey, man, we can film it wherever, man. I've never been to Washington, so we can go to Washington. That's cool with me.
All right, we'll do something out here, and man, get this thing done. Because I think that's gonna be dope.
I would tell you with your homeless project too, man. You should try to go to dry cleaners and go to the dry cleaners, man, and be like, hey, look, what do you do with the clothes that are abandoned? Because it's funny you say that you're doing your project, because I went to my dry cleaner. I was like, hey man, I don't know how we got in the conversation, but the lady had on I had a shirt on. I thought the shirt was kind of dope. Oh man, I like the shirt. Where'd you get it from? She's like, yo, I don't even know where they got it from, because they left it here at the dry cleaner, and we just went through it, and I liked the shirt and the rest of the stuff.
Facts.
So I was like, hey man, if y'all get clothes like that again, man, just let me know. And she called me. She was like, hey man, I got a bag of clothes. I got 2 bags of clothes for you up here. I went in there. And I was like, word? She's like, yes. I went in there and I went through the bag of clothes. Like, one of them is like a bunch of sheets and stuff. I said, okay, cool. I can take this either to the homeless shelter, or I can take it to Goodwill and just donate it. But there were children's clothes in there. And again, I worked at elementary school. And so I gave it to our school counselor. They give clothes, like if a kid has an accident or something like that, or somebody's in need of clothes. I took it to the counselor. She was like, hey, I said, could y'all use them? She was like, yeah, I've gone through most of them. I'm like, oh, wow. And I know another social worker in the middle school, and I was like, I think these clothes in the middle school these might work better for her. I got to get her on the phone to see if she can use them. But hey, man.
That's what's up. That's a good idea too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
hey, I'm gonna have to do that.
And then if you get to school, if you get clothes, and you can just partner with the school, like, hey, like I've got clothes, I get clothes donated to me, to my organization. I can bring them to you if you need, and go from there.
Yeah, that'll be I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna look into that, and definitely do that. It's a good idea. I want to hear what's good with the success project, the ugly project. Like,
man,
what you got cooking with that?
So man, with the success project, man, football season just ended, and so I've got 13 seniors that we're trying to get in school, man, and that's my goal. So out of those 13 seniors, some of those guys would qualify for the success program, and every day that I get to deal with them, every day that we go to practice, every day we go, I'm always just talking to them. Like, I'm talking to them on a one-on-one basis. I'm talking to them collectively as a group, but we're just talking about, we talk about football, we talk about life, we talk about grades after high school, what we're going to do. Like, my goal is to never have a senior stay in his area and just exist. My goal is to make sure they go do something other than live in that area. So with the ugly project, man, I went down east North Carolina, man, and picked up a 99 Ford Taurus, man. It's it's not a beautiful car, but it's a car.
Hey, it's a car.
It's a car, man. We're gonna go get this thing. We're gonna start working on it either at the end of the month or 1st of June. Get a battery put in it. Try to see if it starts. Kind of go from there. But hey, man.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
And once we get it running, man, somebody needs a car. We're gonna bless somebody with a vehicle. Somebody gonna get an affordable car and be rolling.
Yeah, bitch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a blessing to somebody. That's gonna be a blessing to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
There's people walking out here. I mean, that's just something. That's something special, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it's people like you in this world, man. Because first of all, I wouldn't be linked with you. It's just like you had the vision, man, to start all this, and you know what I'm saying? It's grown into a group of people fighting for change, and that's just, that's super dope.
Sharice had her Teen Gen program on Saturday, the introduction. She has 15 girls signed up. She had she said 3 of them said they weren't going to make it. I forgot how many. I think she said she had 2 came to the introduction. But she's got 14 signed up. So every Saturday from last Saturday, which was May 8th to July 24th. They're gonna meet every Saturday about an hour, and they're gonna just go over. And she thought she was just gonna have African American young ladies. She's got different ethnicities in there signed up already. She didn't even know it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she said it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna go because it's all young ladies, and she already told me I can't come. So
yeah. But Sharice is dope. Like, she gonna do some great things, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Look, I'm just so glad she made that consent. So she made the consent form.
She made the consent form.
Yeah, man. She got that consent form done. I called the attorney. I sent the form to him. He said, "Yeah, it looks fine." I'm like, "Cool." I just make sure you get that consent form signed. That's all I care about. Like, but I mean, that's the thing, man. I think, like, in this day and age, these young people need to see that people care. Like, they need to see they care. They need to see consistency. Like the podcast, they need to see that you're on here. Like, speaking about insurance, people need to understand. Like, I had a frat brother of mine. He had a fire and he lost everything. Only thing he had from that fire was what he walked out of his house with, which was on his back and in his hand. He lost everything. And I was like, wow. And it's like, yo, man, he didn't have insurance. I'm like, man, it's crucial. It's crucial.
That is crucial. Yeah, it is crucial because he could have got all that back, or he wouldn't have. I mean, his worries would have, like, the loss would have still been there, but he would have had something to get it back.
I mean, I was thinking about that thing today, and I was like, man, take it a step further. Like, he lost his identification. Like, so how did I remember I got my truck stolen. At least I usually leave my wallet in my car, so they stole my wallet too. There wasn't no money in it, but they stole my ID. So I had to, and I was, so at the time, I didn't know anybody. So I had to call the DMV, like, hey, my truck got stolen, my wallet was in there. She was like, we'll go get your birth certificate. I'm like, I was born in Michigan. She was like, oh God. She's like, look. So I had to get my birth certificate. I had to call, I forgot what my license was, but I had to call the DMV in that state. They had to fax over a letter. It shows you how long ago it was because they had to fax it. They had to fax over a letter that stated that my license was not suspended. There weren't no warrants, anything. And I had to go down and get my North Carolina driver. I think I might have had a Tennessee license or something. I don't know. But anyway, long story short,
do all that.
I do all that. Matter of fact, I can tell you, here's what it was. I had a Texas license because I'm from Texas. I grew up in Texas. I had a Texas license. I had to call back down to Texas. They had to fax a letter to North Carolina stating that my license was valid. And I had to get a North Carolina license at that time. I wasn't going to get one because I didn't think I was going to be here that long. But they said, if we can get you your license, but we get that fax and it says that your license was suspended, we're gonna suspend your license. I was like, oh yeah, man, I don't care.
Oh yeah, we good.
Yeah, but so in that case, think about my man. He got his identification burned up. His debit cards were burned up. If he had any cash on him, that was burned up. He had to go. His phones were burned up. And
Social Security cards, everything. Jeez.
Everything. He lost everything. So now, take it a step farther. If he has money in the bank, he can't get it until Monday. If that fire happened on Friday, he can't get no money out until Monday because he ain't got no debit card. He can't go buy nothing because he ain't got no card.
So if he doesn't have any close friends or family that's willing to help him out, he SOL. And
here's the next thing too. He doesn't have any way to show his identification. So when he goes to the bank to pull out money, he can't pull out money because he can't identify who he is.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Insurance is so important.
If he had renter's insurance, because he didn't own the home, if he had renter's insurance, it would have replaced all his belongings. Of course, Red Cross steps in and get you a place to stay, get you a meal, get you some clothes on your feet, on your back, get you some essentials, but they're not going to replace everything. Mm-hmm. They're gonna get you that survival brand. They're gonna get you a place to stay. They'll put a meal in your belly. They're gonna put some clothes on you. You're gonna be able to sleep a couple of days. But you gotta figure something out.
Yeah, they're gonna give you that indigent package, and you gotta do the rest.
Yeah. And then you gotta assume that he knew somebody at the bank that could vouch for who he is. If he didn't know anybody at the bank, or if he never went into the bank, because nowadays
you don't even have to.
Yeah, you don't have to go into the bank. I get direct deposit. I just keep it pushing. I go to the ATM machine, buy stuff on my debit card. I don't have to go into the bank if I don't want to.
Yeah, that's wow. See, and I've been meaning because I need to set up a time to talk to you about some insurance. I need to get some insurance. I need to understand a little bit more, honestly, like certain aspects of it. But I got to get that together. Just just having a child now and stuff like that. And even before I needed it, but a lot of things are just hitting different with a kid and stuff like that. So I got to get that together. We got to chop it up about that for sure.
And I would always tell folks, man, like, if you don't have any children, you don't ever think about insurance until you have kids, like you have youngins, man. But even if you acquire something, like like when James was on here talking about guns, even if you collect guns, like your guns need to be insured.
Yeah.
Because if somebody steals a gun, like again, that fire happens, your gun's burned up, your ammo's burned up. You know what I'm saying? So that makes a difference. If you have more than one gun, it's burnt up. If your gun permit is burned up, your gun license is burned up, your hunting license is burned up, all that stuff's gone. And all that stuff we're talking about costs money to replace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. Especially stuff you got your whole life in your crib. And, I mean, that's you can't really put it. There's a lot of things you can't even put a price on in your house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Old stuff from grandma and grandpa and stuff, it's just gone. You know what I'm saying? Jeez.
Like a guy told me one time, he said, man, if you really think about it, you should take an inventory of your house. Just take pictures in your room. Like go in your room, take a picture of that room, and take pictures of all your rooms, and then just save those pictures, because if something ever happens, you can pull those pictures down and you can see, oh yeah, I had my diploma, my degree is on the wall, my pictures are on the wall, we had these plant stands, everything, man. It's a price tag attached to it.
Yeah.
You can get another diploma. You can't remanufacture the pictures unless you go back to the company that you got the picture taken from and see if they saved the copy of it. But if not, it's gone.
Yeah. When I was younger, we lost a lot of our family pictures in the flood and stuff like that. So a lot of pictures of me when I was younger, gone.
Yeah.
And that stuff never get back.
But even with the flood, like so when I was down east getting that car, man, so it flooded. There was a hurricane came through about a year or two, maybe 4 years ago. So there was a hurricane that came through North Carolina and it flooded down east in Newburgh area real bad. It's 2021. There's still houses out there that you can see flood damage on, and it's 2021. That flood was maybe 4 years ago. 4 or 5, yeah. So you can imagine, like, and because a flood is not covered in regular insurance. You got to have flood insurance, but I mean, it's just stuff like that people just don't know. Like if you've never had to deal with that,
you don't know until you do got to deal with it. And then you're unprepared. So educating yourself on all this. So we got to give this insurance guy to the world. You know what I'm saying? We got to.
Hey man,
the world got to see that, man. I want you to start sending me those videos again so I can start posting.
Yeah, I got to get back. Sure. I got to get back on the 4 minutes with the insurance guy. I got to get back on it. Yeah, man. Like I was having the last one I sent you, I was having a hard time getting that thing over to you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's so hard to send from the phone or even pulling it off to email it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna start doing is I think I'm gonna start. Hey, I need to get that. Did we get the cartoon character? The character.
The one I made for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got. I got.
Because I'm thinking maybe I'll just start taping it from the computer, and then just save it, and I can just send it to you that way. It'd be easier to send from the computer than from my phone.
Yeah. Okay. All right, bet. I got you. So
maybe because I know you had the character, and then just had like the 4 minutes with the insurance guy under the bottom, and do it that way. And I just change the background, and that way when I do it, I can just send it that way.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I can do that.
Well, you have a good night, man. I appreciate this episode. It was a great one.
Oh man, you take us out of here?
Huh? Yeah, man. I'm gonna take us out of here. Well, if this is your first time joining us, I appreciate you tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and continue to follow us on this journey. This is another week rocking with us. I thank you, and I hope you stay with us. on this amazing journey as we take it straight to the top. We are Dreams to Reality Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. We thank you for tuning in this week. And remember, our goal is not to be better than anybody, but together we can achieve better for everybody. Thank you and have a good night.
All right.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.